like that foliage might not be sticking around.
Yeah, we'll lose
storm.
some of it. We'll lose some of it. I don't think we'll lose all the leaves because it takes a lot of wind.
Right.
If we lose all the leaves, I've done something wrong. Like my forecast is way off. But we'll lose some of that. And tomorrow's not going to be a good leaf peeping day either way because rainy all day. You can already hear it coming down on our, I joke about our studio roof here is made out of, I don't know, cellophane, something. But it really does reverberate the rain. And look at that. It just corresponds with an echo right over the Portland area. And we're starting to get some of the heavier bands in here. This is going to be something going on all night tonight over western and southern Maine and in through the day tomorrow into the mid-coast and down east Maine. We zoom out and there's a lot more moisture where this came from. Remember, this is initially just a cold front. Usually those move through pretty quickly, but it's getting blocked by a high to the north, and then it's getting enhanced by a low to the south. So everything's kind of coming together to give us an unusually rainy and windy cold front that will finally get out of here on Saturday morning, but it'll take its time doing so. So you can see tonight, most of the heavy rain is occurring over western Maine down into southern Maine. It takes a while to really get this in to the mid-coast and down east Maine. That'll happen tomorrow morning. The rain will be going on through the morning commute for a good part of the state. Down east Maine really might wait until late morning before the legitimate rain moves in. It will come in eventually though, and then we'll see one band just sitting around the down east coast, whether it be Washington or Hancock County, and floating around giving heavy bands of rain through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. This is 7 p.m. tomorrow night, and then finally out of here for Saturday morning. And actually, we're going to have a nice day on Saturday. We don't have a ton of time to talk about that necessarily, but this front will get out of here and we'll push into the 60s with some sun by Saturday afternoon. We just got to get through the rest of this system first. All right, two concerns, right? One is wind and the other is rain, not necessarily in that order, but the winds will be quite feisty through tomorrow morning, especially east, southeast. They'll be around 45 miles an hour. I think we will see gusts around 45 along the coastline and then again into the mountains. The question is, are we going to find a way to mix down that low-level jet and get it even higher into the mid-50s? If we do, you'll start seeing a lot more power outages. I think we'll stay in the mid-40s or so for wind gusts, which is manageable. Scattered power outages usually in that scenario. The winds will be strong, though, through the day tomorrow, probably through tomorrow afternoon over down east Maine before they finally settle down. So again, the threshold we're looking at there is 45. If we go a little higher, you start to see more power outages around. Now, rain is the other concern, and it looks like we're going to have kind of two bullseye areas here. One is where it's already raining right now. So that's western Maine, and I think that should extend down into Portland too. 3 to 5 inches of rain is possible in this red zone. Then we get a bit of a break because the front moves quickly through here, relatively, Bangor and down into Rockland, but then we've got another spot over down east Maine, probably extreme down east Maine, of 3 to 5 inches where that band sets up and just trains over and over again. So those are your two spots where we could see some flooding. Can we handle 3 inches? Yes. Can we handle 4 or 5? It depends on the exact location. Could see some urban flooding, as we call it, or just basically, Zach, when the leaves get stuck in drains, that's a problem. So there's really no way, our models don't predict that. So then we'll have to just see whether or not we have any actual flooding or it's just a lot of rain. As I mentioned, nice. After the weekend. The weekend actually looks good. We'll be in the mid-60s on Sunday and then a little bit cooler next week with an upper level low. So this is not to the level of a couple of windstorms we've had in past falls, but it is still windy enough. We'll have some power outages, probably some flooding.
Yeah, it seems to be an October tradition of sorts.
Every year, it's just a matter of intensity, basically.
All right, thanks, Keith.